أعزائي المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي، أن نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. ولهذا الأسبوع نستضيف السيد دبيان غوش. Good afternoon, Mr. Debayan.
Good afternoon to you.
At the first Emirati program, say welcome in our program, and it is our pleasure today to meet you, to meet a professor, not a president and founder. Let us to know more about you. Who is Debayan Ghosh?
I am a biotechnologist. I'm formally educated in the field of biotech.
Great.
So when I did my biotech education in 1993, those are the early days of biotechnology. Very few places in the world had biotechnology at that point of time. So I graduated my master's in biotechnology. Then I went to work with Asia's largest biotechnology company.
Great.
Called Biocon in Bangalore. Today it's a $5 billion company. They do very well in terms of oncology, cardiovascular. Because in today's world, the cancer treatment is no more chemical.
Right.
In olden days, cancer was treated with chemotherapy. Today, they're treated with biologics. So this is a company which was working on cancer treatment, etc. So I worked there for 6 years. And then I started working with a company in south of Florida in the United States. Okay, so this company was very unique. They had an expression host. So I will briefly tell you, and I will come back to this later on.
Sure.
Because to know me, you need to know my background. And also to the area where I exist, the space. I am what my space is. That is biotechnology. All the critical ailments like cancer, immune disorders, cardiovascular ailments, they are more and more being treated with biologics now. The current world market for pharmaceuticals is around $1.5 trillion, and it is estimated that in another 20 years' time, 75% of that will be biologic drugs. So it's a huge potential.
Right.
You see, but the most important thing is that what good is science if it is not affordable by the people? Large part of the world, in Asia, in Africa, they cannot afford these critical drugs because they're very expensive. Because, to express them, it's very expensive to develop them and to manufacture them. So it is like, for example, to develop a biologic drug, it costs nearly $1 billion. But then the market size is 10. The largest selling biotech drug was Humira, which was for rheumatoid arthritis. Till 3 years back, the market of a single molecule was $20 billion.
Wow.
So, now you have a lot of other drugs, and yesterday you saw the news about the cancer vaccine. So, you see, that is my background. But then, to make these biologics drugs affordable to people, you need to express them smartly. Biologics are produced in microorganisms. But if you can express them smartly, you can produce large quantities and affordable cost. And that is when more and more people start getting benefited.
Right.
So that is what I was doing in the United States.
Great.
So, while I was working there, I learned a lot about biotech field, global needs, and I started looking at the Middle East because I'm from India originally. So I was going to Boston and Florida via Dubai. So for me, between Bangalore to Boston, it was Dubai. And I will explain to you how.
Sure. Yeah. How is the chance it came to move to Dubai? Or you visit Dubai in 97 the first time?
Right. So, like I said, when I used to come to Dubai, for my business work, We were working on enzymes and developed enzymes for various, enzymes are biocatalysts. They replace chemicals and accelerate the reaction rate. So they can actually speed up any chemical reaction or any reaction by million times faster, but can bring down the cost substantially. So I was working on some enzymes for animal feed. I used to come to Dubai, but I was working for a US company, At that time, I had a choice to locate myself in somewhere in Hong Kong or in Singapore or in Bangalore or in Dubai. I mean, Dubai was not really one of the options given to me at this point of time. But my family was visiting Dubai with me many times, and they felt that this is the place we want to be. So actually, they are the ones who made the decision. My wife, my small girl, she was very small that time. They all live in the United States now, but so they wanted to be here. So this was the place of their dream, because of the safety, the cleanliness, the quality of life.
The culture, many things.
The culture, absolutely, the tolerance.
Tolerance, yeah, one of the things.
So and like I said, the clarity in vision. But see, we scientists, biotechnologists, for any experiment, we need clarity in vision.
Right.
If there is too much of, what should I say? Confusion. That reduces our progress. But in Dubai, there is no confusion. Roads are clear, parks are clear, construction is clear, the growth map is clear. So that is where we felt that this is the place, and obviously this is all due to the visionary leaders of this country, that the country has progressed with so much of clarity.
It was not a gambling, Mr. Debayan, to move from Boston to United Arab Emirates and to leave the company where he was working and to take the responsibility to start your own business, or it was a right time after of 7 or 8 years experience in US?
Right. So you know what? In 2005. We were very surprised to note that Biotech Park was announced. Dubai Biotechnology Park. At that point of time, I was thinking where to set up the company, whether I'll do it in Bangalore, because Bangalore has Biotech hub, okay, or do it in Boston. Boston was another Biotech hub. So I was in between Boston and Bangalore, and that is when Biotech Park was announced, okay, with the blessings of the ruler of Dubai. And I set up the first company in the Biotech Park. So today my registration number is 80001. I thought, hey, this is the place where we have seen wonders happening, okay? And if there's a biotech park here, then where else? This is my place. So I set up the first company. Epygen was set up as the first biotech company. And today you have the likes of large biotech conglomerates who set up here, but we are happy and proud to be the first company to set up in the biotech park in Dubai.
It was difficult for you to set up the company, or it was an easy process as a first company in Dubai?
See, I'll tell you, nothing is easy if you want to be a pioneer, okay? But everybody remembers who went to the Mount Everest, but it never been easy. However, experience was very different. I must tell you this. Before the biotech park and after the biotech park. Prior to the biotech park, experience in terms of doing business style was very different, okay? But when the biotech park was announced, then they made everything so easy for us. In terms of the registration process, the assistance from the government to set up, inviting knowledge-based, economy, etc. The encouragement for scientists, biotechnologists to set up business here needed a lot of futuristic vision.
Right.
And that was there, and that support was very clearly visible. That support we very much received when the biotech park happened. So as a member of the biotech park, it was very easy. But then, One thing is the vision, the willingness, which was very much there in the country, but the regulatory framework was not available. Because what this country did in 20 years or 30 years is what the world has done in the last 200 years.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the Western world, whatever has happened in the last 200 years, this country completed that journey in 20 years' time. So it's always in the fast track, okay? Always in a high acceleration. But regulatory framework was not ready at that point of time. So what we had to do is we had to change our business plan to match the regulatory framework development here. So we said, hey, instead of going into healthcare biopharmaceuticals, which will need some regulatory development to be done, let us do environmental biotech. Let us do oil and gas biotech.
Great.
So we shifted into that area. And today we are the world leaders in oil and gas biotechnology.
Let us know more about it, please.
Yes, sure. So, you know, we, by the way, we are the only registered oil and gas biotechnology company in some of the world's largest oil producing companies like Saudi Aramco, BDO, even in Abu Dhabi National Oil Company.
MashaAllah.
So, you know, so biotechnology is to deal with biological proteins, which can replace harsh chemicals. So, like I told you, it can be healthcare biotech or industrial biotech. Okay?
Let us know between the difference between
Difference,
them,
yeah.
please.
So, healthcare biotech is where you, for example, there is a heart attack. So, what happens in the heart attack? There is a clot which forms in the artery, which needs to be broken down. Now, if you put chemicals in the clot doesn't easily melt. You know, if you take blood clot and try to dissolve it with acid, it will not dissolve. It's a very hard substance. The polymer is very strong. So to break it down, you need some specific enzymes or zymogen, which is when injected to the human body, goes and dissolves the clot. So the blood flows back to the heart and you resurrect your heart tissues. So that is a biotechnology for healthcare.
Okay.
In oncology, for example, like I was telling you, the chemotherapy is a chemical treatment of cancer. Okay, which has been going on for you know
long time,
for centuries. But the chemotherapy drugs attack any fast-growing cells in the body. Cancer cells are some of them, but there are many other cells which are fast-growing, like a hair cell, mouth cell, blood cell, for that matter. So after chemotherapy treatment, the person can suffer from neutropenia. The blood cells go down. You know, the hair falls. The mouth, their infection. So many people suffer terribly from the side effects of chemotherapy, and many even succumb to that. Actually, not from the main disease, but from the chemotherapy treatment. But the biotech drugs are monoclonal antibodies. Now, these are monoclonal antibodies. Our antibodies are biologically produced to attack only the oncocell.
Oh.
So they are targeted therapies, okay? They will not target, they're not attached with any other cell but the oncocell. They get attached to the oncocell and then boom.
Khalas, finish, yeah.
So there's no side effect at all, zero. So all the advanced treatments for cancer are happening through monoclonal antibodies, targeted therapies. Similarly for the vaccines, and you saw only yesterday the vaccine for cancer. So that is the biopharmaceutical area. It's a huge area. And then there's industrial biotech. Now industrial biotech is where you can use biotechnology to clean up the chemical processes.
Like?
Yeah, like for example, oil and gas.
Okay.
Okay. In the oil and gas drilling process, conventionally, a lot of harsh chemicals were being used. For example, acids, oxidizers, very harsh. So when you use them in the drilling process to increase your productivity, what happens is they can hurt your environment in very bad way. The land environment, the ocean environment. Aquatic life is in very much danger with those harsh chemicals. So the entire biome, the ecosystem, you need to have the land, the water, the air, the animals, and human is a part of them. So we need to maintain that balance, the eco-balance, right? So harsh chemicals are to be avoided, but there was no other choice. Because to drill, to remove those filter cakes, you needed harsh chemicals like acids.
Right.
But biotech scientists, like in our laboratory, we work to develop enzymes which can be used for drilling to replace those harsh chemicals completely. And today we have showed oil producers that by using these biotech enzymes, which are 100% eco-friendly, biodegradable, they can even increase their productivity by 50%. So you see, it's best of both the worlds. You produce more oil, okay? So that means you're utilizing your resources. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I understand. But this will cost. It will be high numbers of investment. How you done with the process with the other partners with you to support you on that?
Yes. So you see, this is knowledge-based, completely knowledge-based work. So we have our own US patent. So we are a UAE company with many US patents.
Okay.
So we have done the reverse thing. Earlier we used to have Western companies doing business here. Now we are a UAE company with US patents, do business in other parts of the world. Okay, there was investment required. So what I invested, and my partner, Mr. M. Aryaratnam, he also invested. So in a big way in this, he believed in my dream, okay, and in my concepts. He used to work with me in my, also closely with us in my previous biotech ventures in Bangalore and in the US. So Mr. M. Aryaratnam, he's like my elder brother. He believed in me, he invested in me, the money came in, and I also had invested in the company from after, coming back from the US. But more than that, it was my direct involvement in terms as a scientist. Okay, more than an entrepreneur. I worked with my own hands in the beginning in the laboratory, then started getting other scientists. So 1, 2, 3 PhDs coming from other parts of the world. So we had different nationalities of scientists, okay, working in this company. So yeah, there was investment, but more than that, the challenge was the intellectual development and the research that we do. And because of my background in this field, today you can say more than 30 years, I'm doing this work, this kind of development. So that has really come to great use for me. And we have shown the oil and gas industry of this region that you can produce oil and gas in an eco-friendly way with biodegradable process.
Sustainable, yeah.
And increase productivity in a cleaner way. What else can you be looking for? It is the best of both the worlds, right?
And if I ask you about the team who work with you, how
Sure.
you select them? What's your strategy to select a right team, active? And also we need to training them always. The technology, it's every day we see something new. Right?
Absolutely.
How you keep training them always? You need to invest on them a lot.
Right. So, my teams are all scientists, okay? So every person who's working in Epygen, they are either biotech scientists or petroleum scientists or recycled paper scientists or pulp and paper scientists, fiber scientists and biotechnology. So they develop the enzyme development part are the biotech protein scientists who work on the fermentation, recombinant technology, express the proteins, the enzymes in a smart way, efficient way to do a particular job. But at the same time, the application scientists, like the oil and gas, I have a team of oil and gas engineers, okay, Indian guys from Egypt, from Romania. So we have offices in multiple parts of the world where our oil and gas engineers are sitting there, okay? In the UAE, for that matter, we work with oil and gas companies, local companies who provide this service to the large oil and gas companies by the engineers, so the application engineers. Similarly in PDO, Oman and Saudi Aramco. So these application engineers work very closely with the enzyme engineers in our laboratory. So they're like one team, we call them biotech application engineers. So the biotech and the application engineers, and there are continuous programs. So we present papers in so many global forums in the United States. For example, American Chemical Society, we have many publications with them. The Biotech Congress in the United States, we have many publications with them. In Society of Petroleum Engineers, for example, ADIPEC, which happens in Abu Dhabi, we have multiple publications with ADIPEC. We work closely with the Khalifa University here, with the developments. We work with Sultan Qaboos University. We work with the United States University of Connecticut. So the best part is, the scientific fraternity, because of the so many years spending here, I have developed a relationship with them across the globe. So I am able to take my scientists to their forums, continuously develop them by presenting papers and doing research, and they're being recognized.
And how you keep the important things to keep a strong relation between you and them for long term? How you keep this relation growing and also for long term? 30 years, mashallah, you're in UAE.
Yes.
I'm sure you have very strong connection here.
Yeah, so most of my employees, they're very long term. Like I hardly can remember who joined Epygen and left it and gone somewhere else. This is hardly the case. Okay, most of the people you see here, 10 years, 15 years, they're all working with us. They're very qualified people. They work with us because we not only encourage their creativity in terms of their knowledge, we also take care of them financially, their families, and it's very important to get the recognition. Once you get the recognition, you meet your self-actualization needs.
Right.
When the basic needs are met, which we surely take care, we pay them well. We take care of their families by all the facilities that we can provide. So that when they compare with a company in the US or in Europe, they should not feel anything lesser, because their counter colleagues working in our competitors will be in the US or Europe.
Right.
So they may leave here and go to Boston tomorrow. So I need to make sure that their quality of life is as good as someone living in the United States, and if not better. At the same time, the recognition. And they also know that I'm a hands-on guy. They can always come up to me and discuss science, technology, what can be done next. I give them ideas. They publish papers. They get recognized. In this field of biotech, recognition is very important, and I make sure that they get the recognition they deserve.
Aziz Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, we have to be number one always. It is not easy to be number one, but the hard things to continue all that for a growth. How you keep yourself always on the top with the technology which we are see every day?
See, that is, I must say, like you said, by the blessings of our Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, his vision was, like you said, always to be on the top.
On the top, right.
Okay, and that is exactly our vision as well, because to be in biotech, you have to be on the top always. See, right now, okay, at various laboratories, we are doing research on various vaccines. For example, when coronavirus happened, COVID happened, Epygen developed a vaccine against Omicron BF5. So we tied up with a company in the United States. My partner is actually the same company where I was working in the past, okay, in south of Florida. Together with them, they're a NASDAQ company. My good friend, who is the owner of the company, who runs the company, his team in the US and also in Europe, and us, our team, we worked on Omicron BF5. So it's a challenging world. What can be more challenging than a mutating virus? You know what I'm saying? This is the same virus was when COVID happened. It was Wuhan virus, then Alpha, Beta, then Delta, then Omicron. So every few months it was mutating. So the technology of the vaccine against that virus also had to change continuously.
Right.
So we developed a platform by which we can develop a vaccine within 100 days. So this is like staying on the top. So in terms of biopharmaceuticals, we already have a platform by which we can develop a vaccine within 100 days of the genetic code by CDC, for that matter. So when there is a variant of concern, they call it VOC, for the pandemic-causing viruses, for example.
Different viruses.
Yes. When there's a VOC, the CDC in the United States, they release the genetic code. That, okay, this is the bad virus, and this is the gene code. As soon as we get the gene code, our scientists and our partners, we can quickly clone it, and within 100 days, we can make proteins to run the clinical trial. So that is critical. You save time, you save lives. So that is how we are on top. That is in healthcare biotech. Even in the energy biotech, okay, we are continuously being on the top, developing products, technologies, making it easier for the user. You know, end of the day, the people who are working in the oil field, okay, their health, their safety
important, right?
is very important.
Right.
So we develop our technology in such a way that all these are 100% safe and 100% biodegradable. So it's a solution for the energy sector to establish that it is a it's a friendly, environmental friendly, 100% biodegradable technology.
Mr. Debayan, let us to know about the future plan of Epygen and what you are think for the next 5 years.
Okay, so Epygen, like I told you, we are now one of the world leaders in oil and gas biotech. Okay, so in industrial biotechnology area, okay, we are planning to now focus more on this oil and gas biotechnology. Basically replicate our success in larger markets. For example, in other markets in the GCC, we had been working, for example, in water-based mud system. Okay, this is a mud system used for drilling. Okay, it's a water-based, is using biopolymers. So now we will go into the oil-based system, which is a basically technical term for expansion. So that will give it like a 2 or 3-fold growth in terms of the bio process of the oil and gas drilling process. Okay, that is in terms of technology. In terms of the geography, we are going to replicate this success story in larger geographies in the region and beyond. I mean, currently we work in, for example, Indonesia, Vietnam, India. From here, African countries. We currently cater. These are the markets. We have our employees, engineers sitting in Romania,
wow.
In Saudi Arabia, in Indonesia. Of course, in India we have nearly 100 scientists working there. Okay, so and of course in the office in the United States. So we are, like I said, we're going to replicate our success of this oil and gas biotechnology into larger areas now. Okay, into other parts of the GCC and also other parts of the world, because we have our patents. This intellectual property is protected, U.S. patents, patents in the other parts of the world, GCC patent, of course.
Very important. That's as a growth.
We already have that. Okay, for our technologies. So whether it is a technology for oil and gas biotechnology, or the recycled technology. We are also focusing a lot on recycled technology. For example, paper, production of brown paper. The world is shifting from plastics to paper, right? As a packaging material. Now, to produce this packaging material paper, which is a brown paper, you need to cut trees, right? So that is, how that is affecting the environment. But if you can treat those paper with some enzymes that we developed and are patented, then you don't need to cut tree again and again.
Right, and even if you cut, you will have it very less.
That is correct. So you can go on recycling many times. So in the past, the recycled paper didn't have the properties of a virgin pulp. So you need to cut more trees and bring in more virgin pulp.
Right.
But now with this new technology, you can cut one time and 100 times you can recycle. And so your total amount of trees utilization comes down by 90%. Okay, so that's also another area where we have our patents. So for biofuel, biofuel is another area for future. Okay, second generation biofuel is production of biofuel from non-human food. In the past, ethanol was being produced from human food. Okay, like molasses. But second generation biofuel is from switchgrass.
Right.
Okay, from non-human food. So that is where enzymes are being developed, and we have our biofuel division. So like I said, healthcare and oil and gas biotech.
Energy.
Okay, that is these are the two major areas. The industrial biotech is to save the planet. Okay, and the healthcare biotech is to save the people in the planet. So okay, we are working on both these equally. And of course, energy is very important for this world, and clean energy is what we are looking at.
Inshallah. I saw many certificates and awards behind you, and we would like to know about the most popular which you got and you are proud for it.
Yeah, so
I know thousands of that you got it, but we need
not really thousands, but yes, we had been recognized in multiple forums, and like for example, World Biotech Congress in the United States, and American Chemical Society. Multiple times we have been invited to make presentations in various parts of the United States. Society of Petroleum Engineers, which is basically which holds events in Abu Dhabi, called ADIPEC. We have made multiple scientific presentations there, and accepted and well appreciated by the scientific fraternity. Yeah, so I mean, these are the few examples. So we are very happy that we got recognized.
I'm sure behind your success there is a lot of people who was behind you also, and who support you, who believe on your vision, who trust on you. Today, let us to know about these people who stand with you always.
Yes, so like I told you, first is I have to mention my partner, my shareholder, Mr. Ariyaratnam, and his son. They're my partners. They're like my family. They're my partners, working together for so many years, and it's not just business. It's much more than business. Philosophical. I mean, I learned business from them. I'm a scientist. I didn't know anything about business, but I learned business from them. The philosophy, culture of business. So I have to mention Mr. Ariyaratnam and his son Inian Ariyaratnam. Of course, I have to mention my wife Aditi. She had been very supportive from day one. She's a master's in English literature, so she's not from my field of science, but she had supported me all the way along. And actually, she is the one who insisted that instead of the United States, we live in Dubai, because she felt it's closer to home. Where her parents are in Mumbai, so closer, and the culture is here. Our culture, we feel much more warm culturally. And it has the safety and all the best things that a society can provide, the quality of life. So I have to thank her for that support that she had given. My children, Ria and
know about
Shreya.
it, please. Yeah.
So they had been very supportive also, all the while. I mean, my elder daughter, who's in Columbia University in New York, she was when she was 1 year old, I believe, we moved to Dubai, and she loved it here all along. And every time her goal is to come back to Dubai. So for every vacation in New York City, we say that, okay, this is the Christmas time in New York City. No, I want to go to Dubai. So that is the support. And my younger daughter, who's also a biotechnologist, so she'll be working with me in future.
She follow your step.
Yes. So I hope that she can provide the support to the company, to the scientific fraternity, and take it ahead along with my partners and me. So yeah, so of course my team of managers, and all my managers are scientists basically in nature. They're either petroleum scientists or recycle scientists or protein scientists, but with their support, I think they're doing a great job here.
Today, if you have a message to the UAE visionary leaders and to our government, what's your message will be for the best country in the world, we can say, from the safety, security, healthcare, education, technology? As what you see, United Arab Emirates very fast to grow, and that's our vision leaders. We have more than 218 nationalities. We live together and we support each other. Welcome.
See, from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank the President, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Prime Minister, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, for their vision, for their blessings, and for what they have created. This is such an environment to progress. So like I said, the vision with clarity, futuristic. So when the whole world is still pondering about the past, this place is already in future.
Right.
So we have already taken a leap into the future. And I am very sure that Epygen and me, our team, we will be a part in their journey to the future. with this healthcare biotech, industrial biotech, which are the latest areas, you know, like the artificial intelligence,
Right.
biotechnology in healthcare, and you know, environment biotech is the future of for this world, and UAE will play a key role in the future of this world. Okay, as you can see, that's happening in the geopolitics. This country is in the center of progress, and we as Epygen will surely play our role in this, and my team and my family, we are dedicated to play a key role in this and to make a statement and to assist in this progress.
Emarati program always choose the best, and today you are the best. You approve that. What mashallah you have it and you done, and we wish for you more success.
Thank you.
And for you, the team who work with you also. My best wishes for you and all the team, and I'm sure we will have many other time to invite you for a speaker on our show also.
Sure.
And what I would like to say, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
قبلة الأحباب وتفخر بها